Good day to our dearest instructor, Dr. Dina Catamco, and to our fellow classmates. In behalf of my group, I'm Janelyn Pilobueno. We will present our research proposal together with my co-members entitled Marine Protected Areas in Southern Leyte, Implementation and its Effectiveness. In studying marine protection, these include marine ecosystems with environmental functions, conserve biodiversity, enhance resilience, fisheries, and act as an insurance policy of endangered species and ecosystems. Also, in boosting marine areas generates economic impact that will surely demand in tourism industry. In this topic, marine protection areas in Southern Leyte, the implementation and its effectiveness. We discussed the conservation targets as well as potential future goals into the question on how it effectively conserve marine resources, the potential impacts, and several management tools. Despite of destructive marine practices, this marine protection implementation established wide-range legislative instruments and ranges from the protection of specific habitats. The lack of governance system affects no regular inventory of the marine areas in different municipality tourism offices. Second, unresponsible local communities unable to sustain goals as the tourism projects, programs, and plans. The findings of the study will benefit Southern Leyte LGU's tourism offices, education sector, and community resources such as the following. Overfishing and exploitation. This study helps to reduce overfishing by advocating science-based and reducing harmful fishing subsidies. Second, pollution. This study allows local communities to be mindful of removing plastics from the oceans and dispose the garbage properly, specifically locals living nearby coastline. Then lastly, invasive alien species. This paper will provide management actions for rehabilitation of the marine areas like conducting and participating coastal cleanup drive.
This study aims to determine the following. Number 1. Measures of the progress of marine protection in southern Leyte areas. Number 2. Providing managing tools on how to conduct marine protection. Number 3. Determine how implementation effectively provides the marine areas in southern Leyte. Number 4. Utilizing vulnerable endangered species and ecosystems. And lastly, conservation of biodiversity of natural and cultural marine resources. Prior to this, researchers undergo the collected of data in marine sanctuaries in southern Leyte, and only amount of the study had been done to assess the implementation to its effectiveness. The group decided to determine the significance of implementing the management tools of conserving marine life and the effectiveness of protecting the marine areas in southern Leyte. There are two hypotheses in the study. Hypothesis number 1. There is no significant effectiveness of implementing the management tools in protecting the marine areas in southern Leyte. Hypothesis number 2. There is significant effectiveness of implementing management tools in protecting the marine areas in southern Leyte. So we are now at theoretical and conceptual framework of the study. Figures show designed to have 4 boxes. First phase aims the adaptation of marine protection in southern Leyte. Next, the implementation of managing tools to protect marine sanctuaries, together with determining the effectiveness of marine protection in southern Leyte. And lastly, conservation and preservation of marine ecosystem in southern Leyte areas.
Furthermore, data collection is the primary instrument for gathering information and the impact of marine protection in order to document the progress and identify the greatest significance. To rely on the study's conclusion, these tools can be one of the following variables: conservation of biodiversity and ecosystem, arresting and possibly reserving the global and local decline in fish population and productivity by producing critical breeding, nursery, and feeding habits, raising the profile of an area for marine tourism and broadening local economic options, providing opportunities for education, training, heritage, and culture, providing broad benefits and sites for references in long-term research. This study is structured as a qualitative study with a descriptive method that corresponds to the action taken of implementing marine protection in southern Leyte marine areas. As a result, the study aims to provide a deeper understanding of the various grounds and the elements that may influence their prospective opinions. This study will be conducted at the province of Southern Leyte with one city, Maasin City, and 17 municipalities, Anhawan, Buntok, Hinunangan, Hinundayan, Libagon, Riluan, Limasawa, Macrohon, Malitbog, Padre Burgos, Pintuyan, San Francisco, San Juan, San Ricardo, Silago, Sugod, St. Bernard, and Tomas Lobos Municipality. Table 1 shows the subject of the study who will be selected subgroup individuals in Southern Leyte consists of 50 local residences for 25%, 50 LGUs for 25%, students for 25%, and 50 teachers for 25%, bringing the total respondents of 200.
In this study, the researchers will be using the questionnaire. The questionnaire will only consist of two parts: the demographic profile of the respondents, and the questionnaire comprises 15 questions to determine the perception of the random subgroup respondents. Now, the researchers need to have a permission to conduct a study in Southern Leyte area delivered to the Office of the Director of Tourism in the province of Southern Leyte. Upon giving the approval of the request, it will be sent to the respective local tourism officer of each municipality. After the approval, researchers will assess the questionnaire and disseminate to the respondents to answer. In response, this will identify the implementation of tools and how it effectively protects the marine area in Southern Leyte. So there are several specific approaches in analyzing qualitative data. Although these methods share similar processes, they emphasize different concepts in the context of this study. Content and thematic analysis will be applied to define, describe, and interpret the qualitative data. After all, the study's survey results will be analyzed as a statistical analysis, and this will evaluate the data obtained on how often marine areas are protected in Southern Leyte.
This is the designed questions of the study. Part 1, the demographic profile. Part 2, the questions answerable by yes or no.